Welcome to another episode of Consumer Discretion and Advice Podcast with your host, Abby Ketchum. And today I'm here with my friend Kenny. And Kenny, I actually don't know your last name, even though I've known you forever.
It's Freeman.
Okay, I knew that. I knew that, but I forgot. Anyways, so I've known Kenny since we were kids. We grew up down the street from each other. And yeah, I honestly don't remember a lot. Do you remember shit or no?
A little bit. I just remember all the people that stayed there.
Oh, like in Killeen? Yeah, because I left. I only lived there for like 5 years, but I grew up there from like third grade to sixth grade, but I was living there longer than that a little bit. But, anyways, enough about me. How are you?
Honestly, I'm pretty good.
You're good?
Yeah.
So, Kenny, what do you do for a living? Or, what are you about?
Well, for what I do for a living, I work at Lamborghini as a technician, and currently I am in school to get an associate's degree and a certification to be a technician. So, and I have 4 days left.
Wait, you have
So, yeah.
4 days left till you graduate?
Yeah, they let us walk early
Dude,
because a couple of
congrats.
people because a couple of people wasn't walking with us. Well, I don't want to say a couple. Half the class that I really started with wasn't really like walking with us, so they let four of us walk early.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Hmm. I guess it was like a little trade, right? Okay, cool.
yeah, it's a trade school.
Awesome. That's fucking dope. Well, not a little trade, that's a big deal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I didn't mean it like that. But yeah, that's wicked awesome. Being a technician, that's a great skill. I mean, like, aren't the cars changing more to, techie rather than being, you know,
Yeah,
automatic
because a lot
and
of cars are starting to use more hybrid systems and more technology, basically,
yeah.
as you can
And
say.
I didn't mean I meant um never mind. I said I fucking said something that didn't make sense, but anyways. Anyways, I know that you do martial arts as well. So, how's that? What made you get interested in martial arts? And specifically kung fu, and tell them what type of kung fu you do.
Okay, so when I was younger, there was this daycare in Killeen that I
Mhm.
used to go to, and right next to it there was a martial arts studio. And so I had told my mom that I had wanted to do martial arts, and so she had signed me up to that school that was right next to it. And so it just so happens that that school taught kung fu, and it was 7 star praying mantis, northern 7 star praying mantis. Let me say, and that style is a very low key style, but it's just very well known. Like if you go around the world and ask people like what type of kung fu they know, they'll say like praying mantis because praying mantis is known, but specifically 7 star praying mantis is a very different very different style. My
No, you're good. A very different style of
apologies.
kung fu.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Cause I was talking to my acupuncturist the other day when I went, and I told her I was like, "You do kung fu, right? Or you do martial arts?" Oh shit! I just pressed the button on it. Oops! I accidentally turned off my mic. I was like, "You do martial arts, right?" And she was like, "Yeah, I do kung fu." And I go, "Oh, my friend does kung fu." She goes, "Oh, what type?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know, but he told me that it was like the cool, not cool type. I don't know. I said something like, I probably said that, honestly. I probably said,
yeah,
but I meant like the, I don't know. I honestly don't know what I said, but you know what I meant.
hmm
Other people probably don't know what I meant, but I meant like
Yeah, it's not a style that's as flashy as other styles.
yeah,
More say, 7 star is more direct.
it's more direct.
Yeah, it's more of a get to the point type of
Right.
style. It's like I want to knock you out in like 1 or 2 punches type of style.
Okay.
So that
Damn.
more, yeah. It's more really focused on self defense.
Okay. Self defense rather
Yeah.
than like sparring.
I
Like
mean, yeah, yeah. They people did still spar though.
okay.
So, I mean, if you want it to work, you're gonna have to spar.
Right. We that's be part of practice. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
And if you're not really practicing it like that, then you're not gonna be as good.
Right. So you've been doing it for a long time, just not this specific type of kung fu.
About a year. I've been doing it for about like a year and a half at this point. Well, at this point in my life. But when I was younger, I had stopped. I had just stopped going for some reason. Then I started doing taekwondo. And then I started doing taekwondo. I don't know why I be like fading away with it. But yeah, when I had left that school, I had went to go do taekwondo, and then I was there for a little bit, and I left from there, and I had just never started doing martial arts again, and I just stuck with sports after that,
Oh, so you kind of like drifted away and then made your way back. Okay, cool.
basically.
So what have you learned from martial arts? I mean, you've done different types, but
I mean, you more so just gotta go with the one that fits you, or the one that you're really just comfortable with doing,
right.
or the one that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Because you can just pick any style and you can make it work for yourself. But it's like if you're not being efficient at it or just proficient at it, then like you're using it for no reason. And
Right.
I mean, there's some people who do use it for an exercise or to just stay in shape, and that's a good reason to use it because it will keep you in shape for whenever you do need to go be in that situation. But if you just like, it's basically like if you're not gonna take it serious, then just don't do it. Type. That's how I see it, really.
It's the discipline part of
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
because it's like you can do it, but if you're not gonna be disciplined enough to do it, then why would you even like try?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. It doesn't make sense to me because you're learning something that's can defend yourself in the street. If somebody comes to attack you or something, it's like you signed yourself up to do this every day, or even like you told yourself that you're gonna do this every day, and then you're not doing it. And then now when somebody comes up to you in the street, then what you gonna do? You don't know. You
Well,
don't know.
it's their lesson for not holding themselves accountable, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I see. I even told my seafood that. I was like, man, when I come in here, like when I first told him, I was like, man, when I come here, I'm like, I'm not gonna like kind of like sugarcoat like some of the stuff with some of the people in here. Like if I see how they're actually like putting in the work in here, I'm like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it because I seen like I was older than some of the younger kids in there and stuff, right? So I wanted to like motivate them too as well. So I'll be talking to them as well,
Aw.
and so I don't think like I don't try to do that like just by rank or anything. I just see it as like age and like wisdom as like I can give them like a type of perspective as a way to motivate them to keep getting better.
Aw, that's so nice of you
Yeah,
to
so
do that.
I'd be telling them sometimes I'm like, what you gonna do if somebody comes up to you in the street and does this to you?
And does this to you.
Yeah, I do. I do. I'm like, you in here. I'm like, you're in here for a reason. I'm like, you in here learning a self defense skill for a reason.
Well, sorry, I probably distracted you a little bit.
Nah, you know how you get.
Um, yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, but some people just maybe aren't ready for it, or it's maybe
Yeah.
not their type of martial arts.
Yeah, but a lot of them kids be having rank though.
Rank, like they're
Yeah, like
good.
like you can tell they've been there for a year or two.
Okay. Hmm. Or
Like
their
they've been
parents are
going.
probably involved too.
Yeah, yeah, I understand that though, but even still, some of the kids in there do be trying though. Like I'll be saying
Mm-hmm.
that. I'm like, damn, if this nigga
Right.
keep going, bro, this nigga gonna be
Right. Okay.
crazy. Oh, for real. Like some of them people in there be getting it for real.
Good for them. That's cool. Yeah, a lot of people, more people need to be in martial arts, I feel like, because not only does it give like self discipline, like you
Yeah.
said, but we'll have more people that know how to defend themselves and could potentially protect other people, you know? So, yeah.
I see as like martial arts as a whole. I mean, you can easily just do more and just combine it. I mean, you just don't want to do too much and then just get confused with whatever.
What you mean by that?
Like you just have so much knowledge that you just don't know what to do with it.
Kind of like what we were talking about earlier when whenever you go deep into like any type of conspiracy theories or like
Exactly.
dirt on the government, which is this kind of like quote unquote
Yeah,
conspiracy
it's kind of
theories.
like being a jack of all trades and master of none.
Yeah, well, that saying actually isn't finished. Like, did you know that there's more to that saying? You didn't know that?
No.
I forget what it is, but let's look it up real quick. Hold on. Let's look up what is. I'm gonna stop recording real quick because I don't need to record right now. So the full saying of "Jack of all trades is a master of none" is actually a jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. So, what do you have to think about, or what do you have to say about that?
Dang, I kind of forgot.
You forgot what you were gonna
Yeah,
say?
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, because I
Dang.
stopped recording, and then he was gonna say, "Well," started saying something, and I was like, "Wait, let me press
But
record," and now he
oftentimes better
forgot.
than a master of one. Oh, okay. So now I remember. It was the second part I needed to remember. Um, a master of one, you can look at that in a way of people who go to college and like get degrees and stuff versus people who do stuff that doesn't require for them to go to college. Like those people have the same goals, but the way they got there would be different.
Right.
Like
Well,
this person went and mastered this one thing to see if they can get there that way, but they didn't. But this person went and did several different things that got them there that way.
well, we do be doing a bunch of stupid shit in college that has nothing to do with our degrees. Would you
Yeah,
say
that's
that
true. That's true.
that's like a part of being like a master of many, like having to complete all these pointless classes for no reason, you know?
Yeah, there's so many classes that you have to take just to get a degree in something for one
Right.
subject.
And honestly, the graduation ceremonies are very cult like. Like I found my diploma when I was moving a couple months ago. I was reading it and I was like, this shit looks like a initiation, like completion, or not initiation completion. Basically, kind of like that of like, all right, well here you can finish your indoctrination of all this shit, and now here's your certificate for it, and everything's done in a very symbolic way, especially with the gowns, the caps,
Yeah,
the coats that the professors and teachers wear during these graduations too, the different colors and the stripes, like everything is symbolic, and we all do this huge ritual. It is a ritual, you know. We all do this huge ritual together and are so blinded to like what we're actually doing, and that's what keeps the sheep in the herd and keeps that cycle going where like, all right, well here's your indoctrination certificate. Now go back and go pay thousands of dollars to be in
yeah,
another
no,
school
for
where
real.
you're going to do the same thing. Learn the same indoctrination bullshit, just in more
Word.
intensified way, you know. It really just shakes people down to where like they're really cogs in the machine
Yeah,
and they have no hope of like fulfilling their life in ways that they would be happy. Doesn't that fucking suck?
it kind of yeah. It really does.
It really
Like
does.
that's why I'm happy I went and got a trade because
Right, yeah.
I mean you can do so much with a trade
Well, you know, I remember
with multiple if you
my dad was telling me how in high school back in the day, like in his time, which I don't remember when he graduated, but he just turned 50 this year. So if you can do the math, you can if you want to. But he was telling me that whenever he was in high school, they would have like they would push trades a lot for kids, and nowadays they just push being in debt, basically, and then relying on Joe Byron to pay off their debt for them.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, basically for real. Like people on Twitter always crying about like the student loan thing. I'm like, man,
There's so many ways to make money nowadays, especially with the internet.
there is.
It's crazy, and that doesn't mean you have to like sell yourself,
Yeah.
but
Like you don't have to do it.
sexually. But in a way, you kind of do sell yourself for like working on the internet. You got to sell yourself in a type of way to like conform and actually be on these fucking platforms because of shadow banning and canceling and all
Oh
that type
yeah,
of shit.
that's true.
So,
It wasn't like that then.
like
But
that
so many
when? What you mean then?
long time ago. Like when they first started coming
Oh yeah, well when it first started coming out, yeah. But then once like everything started becoming so politicized, they started coming towards the media. Or not the media,
out.
but
Yeah.
the social media. They were
Yeah, they
already
did.
after the media. But
Maybe after the media all the time.
shit. It's just another way of controlling the narrative and what people believe, and that's so important of controlling of what people believe. Well, no, what's more important is believing what you believe and having your own fucking opinion. It's independent of the influence of others.
Always think for yourself.
Yes, to think for yourself, have your own critical thinking.
Can't think for other people.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, but I forgot where I was going with that point. But yeah, hold up, I'm gonna pause real quick.
We would,
All right, so we're gonna go along with the next question because I forgot what I was saying. But do you believe in free will, Kenny?
as in like doing whatever you want.
Um, believing in the ability to basically do whatever you want. Because right now, like, I could scrape my head off or something, Like, I have the free will to do that. Or I have the free will to keep talking about whatever we're talking about.
The way I see, as you just said, the ability to do that stuff. If you have the ability to do it, then you have the ability to face a consequence.
Exactly. Well, that's natural law. Because you
Yeah,
have the free will to do anything, but natural law is going to kill you if you jump off the cliff with no parachute, you know?
yeah. Like if you have the ability to do that and then you go do that, then that's what happens. I mean, by the creator's will, by that's by the creator's will. The creator's will is allowing you to do that
Right. Because the greatest gift that God gave us
for
was
whatever their reasoning
the
is.
free will to do anything we want. But a lot of people believe that,
But you're
like,
gonna face a consequence at the end of the day.
right. A lot of people don't even believe in karma. Do you believe in karma? I think karma is really just the
I
result of
mean,
something that happened.
yeah, yeah.
That's a part of net. Like, your karma for jumping off the cliff is that you
Like just I
passed
don't.
away.
Well, I mean, a lot of bad stuff happens to good people, and a lot of good things happen to bad people.
Well, yeah, for sure.
So I mean, what type of karma do they got? Because I don't want
Well,
that
you
type of
don't
karma
know
if I
what,
to be a bad person.
but you don't know what's gonna happen to them in their next life.
That's true.
And that's a part of like why I
That's
feel
what.
like you need to believe in reincarnation if you're gonna believe in like God and shit like that. I feel like because if you don't, you think like, oh, you're just gonna be in eternal hell or eternal heaven. Like, no. So everything does have its consequence, but sometimes the result doesn't come to them until later on in
Yeah,
the next life.
that's true.
That's why how I feel about all these motherfuckers that quote unquote in power, because they don't really have as much power as we let them. But these people, social programmers is kind of the term, but they're gonna probably die on their deathbed and not having the shit done to them that they deserve in this life. But
Yeah.
you know, I believe God will do what it does, as it always does. Um,
The way I see it, it just depends on if you resurrect from the grave after death or
Resurrect from the grave after, like, because there's a lot of ghosts that stay stagnant here on this plane.
not. Yeah, it depends on if you stay on this earth or go to heaven.
So do you think that in a way this is almost like a lower dimension, or like,
I don't want to say this is hell, but in a way, after you die, you want to be in paradise after
mm-hmm.
death, but you get stuck on earth, so you feel like it's hell.
Yeah, well, people live in hell even when they're alive. Shit. And
That's
some people
true.
live in heaven because they make it that way.
But you can't. But I honestly see like you can't blame some people who live in hell on earth because
Yeah.
some people create hell on earth for those people.
And I agree with what you say 100% all the way, and I feel like the reason why people interpret this as hell on earth is because these quote unquote social programmers are really trying to make it that way. We're like, we're just their fucking minions and serve them
Like they
when
trying
they're
to control us.
you can't serve anything like in this realm that's 3D.
I always feel like they subconsciously playing GTA through
For real.
us.
No, in a way they
Nah, for
are.
real.
They really are.
It
Like,
would be
honestly,
crazy. You
I've
be
talked
having
to
to catch
people
yourself
sometimes.
sometimes.
I talk to people sometimes and I'm like, you were so bland. Like, you were more bland than fucking white bread with no crust. Like,
Man,
fuck.
like bland, like tap water bland.
That's just tap water bland. Tap water ain't bland because they
Tap
got all
water.
them chemicals in it.
Exactly. Ain't got no nutrients.
Bland like stagnant water.
Ugh, like water that been sitting out in the sun.
Yeah, bland like the old water bottles that people would be leaving in their cars for like years. Oh shit. Anyways, hold up. I'm gonna pause real quick. All right, we're back. I had to cut for a second. But what do you think like um comes life after death for people who are just like evil? You think they become ghosts and they just like are trapped here or what?
No, I believe some people don't resurrect from the grave. Some people do become ghosts, and that's because they chose to become a ghost, or they were scared to go to paradise.
Do you think like in ways these social programmers are trying to keep us trapped in this realm? Yeah, he's nodding his head.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
yeah, no,
yeah.
that's
Definitely.
it's kind of crazy though. Like, how scary would it be to like believe your whole life? Because like I feel like I heard this thing where some people had said that um whatever happens after death is what you believe whenever you die, which
Well,
is kind of crazy because a lot of people don't believe in life after death. They don't believe in God, don't believe in any of that kind of stuff. They just think that when you die it's just darkness, and what if that is going to happen for a lot of people and they just get trapped here? They're just souls that are trapped.
I feel like they be scared to believe that there is a higher power because they feel as if they're submitting to something or somebody.
There's oh yeah, I
But it's
understand.
not. It's not more so in a way of submitting to yourself. It's submitting to a power that's within yourself.
Right. That's what they don't understand is the
Yeah,
power is within.
and the
Kind of
power
like
is like,
SpongeBob.
yeah.
Power within. The power within. Do you remember that
I
trippy?
never
Oh
watched
my
SpongeBob.
god. If anybody's listening, please go look at the power within from fucking SpongeBob. That's
Never seen it.
trippy.
I never seen it.
You didn't watch SpongeBob back in the day?
Nah.
Dude, I love SpongeBob. That was my favorite cartoon. I had some fucking my friend, he's 28, and he was like, "Do you know what SpongeBob is?" And I was like, "Bro, what the fuck?" I was like, "We are not even that far apart in age. I'm 21, he's like 27, 28." I'm like, they still, first of all, they still make SpongeBob episodes today.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Second of all, what? I was like, I used to get called SpongeBob because I had a gap. Remember my gap? I had a huge
No,
gap in my teeth.
I
And
don't
then,
remember
you
that.
don't remember it?
No.
Damn. I was looking at old photos and honestly, like, it wasn't as bad as I fucking thought it was. Like, I thought it was just so ugly. But, anyways, I used to, I used to get called SpongeBob back in the day and Ketchup. But I don't, I don't really care about that one anymore. I like that nickname. It used to be my name that people would call me that I hated, and now it's my nickname. So
Ketchup.
Ketchup, yeah, I love that name. I think I find it funny when people call me Ketchup, but don't just like use that as my name all the time. Like I'm not just gonna go around and be like, "Hey, I'm Ketchup."
Yeah.
Like no.
Yeah, nah.
But yeah. Anyways, enough about me. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, so why do you think we're even here on Earth at the end of the day?
Because we have a responsibility here.
A
Like
responsibility
we have
to
a
what?
responsibility to develop whatever it is on this planet. And if humans aren't developing and evolving correctly, then we're failing our responsibility to
Right.
ourselves.
To learn, develop, grow, basically.
It's like you basically not even taking care of yourself if you
You
don't
took your
take care of
free
the
will
earth.
and didn't do shit with it. Okay. A lot of people
Basically,
don't.
basically.
Uh, they're trapped by these uh, illusion chains.
Because like the way I see it is, if you have a kid, right? Then
Excuse
if you have a kid,
me.
bless you.
Excuse me. Sorry if you have a kid.
If you have a kid or like a car or a house or some land or whatever, like don't you have a responsibility to take care of it?
Excuse me. Yes, of course. And it's like a car too. I own a car and I have the responsibility to take care of it. And if I don't, then it's going to cost me a lot of money.
I just see like little stuff like that that we decide to bring into our lives, and I just apply that to everything.
Yeah, that's why I had to get rid of my dog. I had a dog and like I felt so bad because I gave it back to the shelter. But let me tell you, when I drove away, I felt so much better because I knew what I had done in my heart was right. Even though I felt bad, I felt like shit for it. I had him for a while. I had him for like a year.
Dang.
I know. And I wanted to take him back like a little bit after I got him, but I was guilt tripped into keeping him. So I did. And it was a huge lesson of me learning like do like what you know is right, not what other people are trying to tell you what you need to do in your life. Like
Yeah.
they don't fucking deal with him every day. or dealt with him every day, you know. I find the right version of that word. It took me 3 times. But anyways, yeah,
Yeah, having a dog is a lot.
it's a lot, and a lot of like
Having any
it makes
animal is a
me
lot.
sad. Right, having any animal is a lot, and what makes me sad is a lot of these adoption places and like pet centers, they try and push like the idea that it's easy and like, oh, your best friend, and then like it becomes like
Like, bro, I gotta take
horrible.
care of something else in my house
It's
besides me or
if
my
it's a
children.
ferret, it smells like shit. I had
Yeah,
guinea
you gotta clean.
pigs.
Yeah, you gotta clean
Oh
up
my
their
god, I hated those
man.
little fucking shits.
You gotta clean up their fecal matter.
I don't care if people call me hateful for not liking these little guinea pigs, but I lived in the smallest place ever, okay? And having to sleep next to these motherfucking things with shit everywhere?
Yeah.
No. Sorry, not cute enough for me. Nothing is cute enough for me to sleep next to your shit. But because like my mom and my sister love those little things, and I was sitting there like, we need to get rid of these. Like, I hated them, and then they had
Mm,
babies because they misgendered them.
damn.
They
Maybe having babies.
be having babies because they're rodents. They be having babies. So about the Anunnaki, we'll end on the Anunnaki. What do you think about the Anunnaki?
I used to think they had a chance or a possibility of being real, or maybe it was just like another story somebody had put on the wall. And now I don't
It's
really
just
know.
another story somebody had put on a wall. Wow, that speaks volumes. What do you mean by that?
Well, there's a lot of stories or myths that you can live by or that have a meaning to a way of
Right.
life.
Like the Bible, too.
Yeah, the way I see the Bible was another storybook.
Right. It's a story of you.
Yeah, it's a story of how you could or could not live your life.
Right.
Like you can be all these people who fucked up in life, and God punished all of these people over here, or you can be like Jesus.
For real.
Even though you're gonna get crucified by some of the people that you love at the end of the day, you can still be a person that they can come to, or
Right.
you can still be a good person to other people at the end of the day,
Right.
and you
That's
can
why
still have a good life.
when like a bunch of protesters try and like burn the Bible or rip it up apart and shit like that, I just laugh because I'm like, you're such a fool. Because I know, like, in your heart, God exists, one.
Yeah,
And two, I know in your heart, you're only angry about the evil that has come from organized religions, not the Bible itself. So you're just speaking volumes of ignorance.
yeah. My dad told me a lot of people read it and they take it and they take all the stories in there as serious, but they don't take all the real life situations as like stories basically. Like they just take them as fairy tales.
Yeah.
Like they don't. He was saying they don't look at the context of the
The
stories
broader
of what they're
picture.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
No,
what
they
it's
take
really
everything
saying.
literally.
Yeah, basically.
They take everything literally and they can't even take themselves seriously.
Yeah.
But anyways, enough talking shade on other people
Nah,
who need it.
cause it be true.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I
why I'm
don't
saying
be
they need it.
like I don't read the Bible all the time, but when I do read it, like I'll read like Psalms or Proverbs every now
I've never read the Bible in my life.
and then. Never read it,
Never read the Bible.
man. Them
But
Psalms
I
and
know
Proverbs
what it
be
is.
be spitting facts.
Huh?
I said them Psalms and Proverbs be spitting facts.
The Bible be spitting
It
facts.
does. Like there's some truth in it. I ain't gonna lie.
There's a lot of truth in it for
A lot of
sure.
truth in every. There's a lot of truth in everything. It's just
Right.
what are you using your discernment?
Discernment.
What are you
Yes, that
using
is
your
the
discernment
biggest
on?
thing. Yes. Discernment. People lack discernment. because they rely on their surroundings to tell them what to believe and how to think, feel, and act.
It's like, what did you interpret from
Right. And that's what's so important is diversity of thought. Like, what did you interpret
it?
from this?
Yeah,
Not like, what do you think you should interpret it based on how you feel? Like, but man, this is a good fucking conversation. I'm really glad we're
yeah.
pretty far in, but yeah, I think we're gonna cut it off now because I'm getting not a little hungry. I'm fucking hungry as shit right now. I'm so hungry. But yeah, so anyways, I appreciate everybody for listening and excuse my French. I probably cussed more than I would like in this episode.
Excusez-moi.
It's because I'm friends with Kenny, so I feel more
Nah, I don't even.
comfortable.
Man, I be trying not to cut like that for real.
Well, I know I try not to cuss a lot, and because it's not good for you to
Yeah,
speak like that. But sometimes like I just get very passionate about what I'm saying, and
just
when you
get in
grow
your
up like that, it's
feelings.
hard not to train yourself out of it. But we're working on it. We're all working on ourselves. Hopefully, you're working on yourself, whoever's listening. But anyways, deuces, bye.
Peace.
Bye. Thank you for having or thank you for having your existence here. Okay. Thank you for being here, Kenny.
You're
All
welcome.
right. Bye.